What's up, college football fans? Don't forget to check out and order your copy of Stiff Arming Football Myths, our latest football game plan book. So go on our website at footballgameplan.com/books and get your copy. We have these available in paperback as well as in PDF form.
Now let's take a look at some coaching points for both teams in this ball game, starting with the Oregon Ducks, and they would have to stay gap sound defensively. They can't get out of position versus a team like Ohio State, where you're going to see a lot of read option, a lot of zone read. If you're out of position, those running backs can pop for a big gain. And I would make it a horizontal game versus the Buckeyes defense. Oregon has a ton of speed, a ton of athleticism. Take advantage of your guys with that athleticism in space versus that Buckeyes defense. And you want to make Cardale Jones beat you throwing the football. He's a big guy, 6'5", 250. He can get outside the pocket. Make him stay within that tackle-to-tackle box and make plays consistently throwing the football. If you can do that, I think that plays right into the strength of what Oregon does well defensively, which is cover and make plays on the ball. And for Ohio State in this ball game, I will utilize more Trump personnel than anything. That's 3 tight end sets, trying to get better angles, running outside, also helping you run inside. And when you're operating off play action, you have those opportunities to attack the second and third level defense. You have to do your job defensively. A lot of times teams fall for the banana in the tailpipe when they face Oregon. Keep your eyes on your luggage. Do what you're supposed to do. And I know that's all cliche, but it's so true when you're playing a team that utilizes a lot of motion, a lot of side adjustments. And if you're not doing your job, you're going to be out of position, and it's a big play downfield. And you have to win the situation. That's third downs, red zone opportunities, a turnover battle. You can't beat yourself versus Oregon, and you also can't find yourself not sustaining drives versus this Ducks offense. And the biggest X factor for the Ducks in this ball game will be the play of their 2 talented tailbacks, Freeman and Tyner. Both guys have power, and they also have the explosiveness coming out of the backfield, the ability to take it the distance. And I think what you'll see Oregon do, especially early on in this ball game, is set the tone up front, and they'll lean heavily on Freeman and Tyner. And I think both guys have to have a huge day running the football versus Ohio State. And the biggest X factor for the Buckeyes will be the play of quarterback Cardale Jones and what he can do for an encore performance. He had a solid game versus Alabama, but he was also inconsistent early on. Now, versus Oregon, a much better secondary, they're going to put him in a situation where he's going to have to make throws consistently. So he's going to have to be decisive, accurate, and patient with the football in order to have success. Now here are some 2015 draft prospects you want to keep an eye on in this ball game. And this game will be won or lost in the trenches. So when you look at Eric Armstead, Hronis Grasu, Michael Bennett, they're going to play huge roles in this ball game. But look on the outside, Devin Smith, Tony Hill, big matchup that you want to watch out for all game long. Legendary coach Leonard Casanova called Mel Renfro the best all-around football player he has ever coached. And Renfro earned all West Coast honors 3 straight seasons, in which he also led the Ducks in scoring and rushing. And he also went on to become an All-American both in football as well as in track. Andy Katamori was the first true freshman to ever start at linebacker for Ohio State, and he finished that season with 12 quarterback sacks. And as a junior, he was a consensus All-American, taking home both the Buckeyes Award as well as the Jack Lambert Trophy. Playing without their Heisman Trophy candidate Dennis Dixon, the Oregon Ducks offense still rolled on in the 2007 Sun Bowl versus South Florida, beating the brakes off the Bulls thanks in part to a 4-touchdown third quarter, 56-21. Ohio State and Oregon met 2 times in the Rose Bowl, once in 2010 and back when Oregon was called the Webfoots in 1958, where the Buckeyes defense held the explosive Oregon offense to 7 points, winning 10-7 and also a share of the national title. I like the Oregon Ducks in this ball game. I believe the well-balanced offensive attack of Oregon will do a great job in keeping Ohio State's defense at bay, keep them less aggressive and guessing defensively, which is a win for this Oregon offense. And what I saw last week versus Florida State, I came away highly impressed with the Ducks' defensive line. I think they'll do a great job in clogging up the running lanes and making this a Marcus Mariota versus Cardale Jones game, and I think that plays right into the strength of what the Ducks do well, which is play excellent pass defense and making you one-dimensional. So I see Oregon coming away this year's national champs.